It's time to break some Paper Mario. In Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, if you start the game and immediately go to Glitzville right off the bat, which you normally can't do, some funny things happen and the game definitely breaks. Let's take a closer look at all the nonsense that happened. Hello everyone and welcome to Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. Now this video is going to be a little different. Obviously I have not done Paper Mario before, so today I'm going to Glitzville to show you what happens when you basically get to Glitzville at the wrong time in the wrong process. So what you see here, I'm with Professor Frankly, but there's a lot of steps that took me to get to this point. I don't have any party members with me right now. Professor Frankly spawns behind you even though I haven't added him to the party because I went to the Rogueport sewers and then I ejected myself over here after going through the sewers and using some bypasses because you can't get through this hallway right here because Zesty blocks you with the smash contact and the loading zone for the door is not present until you give them the contact. So there's a lot of steps getting to where I am right now. Another thing is I already have the blimp ticket. Now I just started the game and you're gonna see some funny stuff just because obviously I have the boarding pass. This is about, I don't know, technically about half hour after starting the game because it took a while to navigate the sewers and get over here. But we're gonna have Frankly come with us to Glitzville, start this process. I'm going to skip past this in a little bit just because it's, we don't need to see this. Got the beautiful ride in the blimp. So chapter 3 starts, even though we just began the game. I didn't realize how long this flying cutscene was. Jeez, it has like 2 or 3 different shots of the blimp going to Glitzville, and now we're finally here. So we're gonna land. There's probably gonna be some conversation, but because I don't have a partner, you're gonna get some error messages. There goes Professor Frankly. So you're gonna see a lot of no message English just because I have no partners present. I think Frankly's gonna fall from the sky as soon as the blimp unloads. That's actually, I'm curious to see if it's actually up here. Nope. So while we're out here, before we go in and show you all of the game-breaking stuff, what's interesting to me is we can actually go above a lot of these buildings and stuff. I believe I'm on top of the building right now. Yeah, I'm on top of the shop. We're gonna go behind the shop into this area back here. Some palm trees, some other things. Can't see past the hot dog shop, so we're gonna zoom in a little bit. This is what it looks like back here. There's just some trees on some concrete. Come back out, back to the normal area. You can do the same thing for this side too. You can go straight over behind these things. I think we gotta go through the top of this area first though. We're gonna use a sort of like a super hop off of this right here. And now we should be good. Okay, now we're back here. What's interesting is we can actually, I think we can probably grab this star piece from within the wall. Let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna try walking inside, see if I can grab it. Oh, nope, I cannot. False alarm. Okay, now that I kind of showed off the outside area, let's go inside because this is where you have to be kind of careful because there's a lot of things that hang up the game and you actually cannot get through Glitzville in its entirety because of, the issues I'm having right now in terms of not having the partners with me, not being progressed in the story. So there's a chance that going through one of these doors is going to soft lock the game, but we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl. Now what's interesting, pay attention to this fight. I'm not going to press anything. I want to show you what happens when I don't press anything. So Mario just spawned and he fell off the map. Now what happens when Mario falls off the map, he's gone now. You can see the machine beneath Glitzville. What happens when Mario falls off the map is he spawns typically at the origin point for the map, like this one happens to be in the center of the stage. So you're gonna see Mario in the center of the stage, up where Rock Hawk is at right now. This is gonna cause issues because Rock Hawk is gonna go try to attack his opponent, but because Mario's in the way, it's gonna prevent him from walking. And now the game is forever in a soft lock, and it will never get out of this cycle. He cannot get over to his opponent to attack him, so it's just going to repeat this until he can finally get over there. And because I can't move because we're in a cutscene, nothing's going to happen at all. But there's a couple different things we can do while we're here, so I'm gonna go ahead and rewind, turn back the clock for a second. All right, let's go in again, and this time I'm gonna smash the A button as much as I can to get through these conversations before Mario has a chance to spawn in the center. There we go. Okay, so now I got Mario to spawn in the correct place and not in the stage, which will let this progress. Skip through all this conversation. So Mario's going to be behind the crowd now. I think it's going to ask me if I want to steal it. I can't remember. Okay, so now we're going to go back in. Now there's a chance this is going to crash the game. So the problem is, like, for some reason going through the door, well, I'll just show you. Oh, it didn't work. It worked fine. Okay, depending which fighters are up there fighting, there's a chance it will crash the game. I'm not sure why exactly. I'm not sure which fighters those are. But while we're down here, you know, obviously you're typically restrained right here. We can actually jump up over this and get into the crowd and see, you know, the different people. We can actually go on the stage. Now we can't interact with these fighters, or yeah, obviously Macho Greba. But if I remember correctly, we can use this to get into the area without having their permission yet. So we're gonna clip through here. Like, if we were to go out this door right here, there's gonna be a guy in front of it, and he's gonna be asking us if we want to join, you know, the fighters. That hasn't happened yet. So now we're back here without that happening. But we'll open this in a sec. But I'm gonna see if I can get into Greba's room. Okay, so the problem with this is, as soon as you get in here, it starts this long conversation. I'm just gonna power through it. Obviously Mario gets his identity as the Great Gonzalez. What happens though is you're gonna go back to the room with the fighters, the entry-level fighters, and the problem is all this takes place in, you know, story increments, so I can't actually freely explore the area. There are some things I'll show you in a sec after this is done, but basically this progresses the story into one of the most interesting crashes I've experienced with Paper Mario, and I'll show you that in just a second. Gotta sign this contract. Pro tip, never sign a contract without reading it. That's one thing Paper Mario taught me. And we're gonna cover something in this hallway too, because this hallway is pretty interesting. I'm not sure why they did this, but there's walkable areas above it. Frankly spawns in the room before we get in. Gonna smash through this conversation. We gotta use the terminal now, but we don't have the correct hammer to get through this. Doesn't mean we can't go back here. Obviously there's nothing, in terms of the sequence of events, there's nothing going on. I actually can't leave either. She's gonna tell me to use this to book a fight. We're gonna reserve a match, which is eventually gonna crash the game. Gonna wait for security to come in, take us out. Now, this next part's gonna take a little bit explaining to do, because watch what happens when I enter this arena. It's gonna be hard to tell what's going on. Oh, it actually worked this time. It actually worked. Wow. Okay. This is new for me, so we're gonna play through this and see what happens. But I'm actually gonna show you what normally happens when you load this event, which is very surprising to me. It gets very, very glitchy. So let's see what happens when we start this match. I'm gonna get my butt kicked though, because I actually I might not, they're just Goombas, but there's 5 of them. Oh, and the game crashed. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna boot up the alternative timeline. It's weird referring to it that way, but this will show you what happens, or what I've experienced when I've gone through this before. All right, so we're gonna go back through this door. Okay, this is what I'm used to. The game going completely black, but you might be able to hear some of the background noise of the match actually starting. Now the game's hung up here. Now, what's happening is you can see there is some slight movement. The game is moving at like 1% of its normal speed. And one thing that happens, and I think it has to do with Mario spawning, or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like the game is crawling. And one thing that needs to happen is Mario needs to fall through the floor, I believe, and then spawn over here to the left, which is going to cause Frankly to walk back to him. Okay, it's already happened. So Professor Frankly has to walk across the stage now. This is going to take like 10 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up. I'm actually going to cut to the next thing. All right, so now we have some conversations happening. There we go. So someone's trying to walk over to Mario right now to fight him. The other characters being introduced, I think it's the Goombas. I mean, you can hear the walking. And again, this takes like a good 5 or 6 minutes to get through. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the next part. By now, all the environment has unloaded and glitched out, and we're just left with our characters. You can't even see the text bubbles. The text bubbles don't even pop up. And we're actually at the next part. Our characters disappeared. But you can hear I'm advancing through conversations. Talking to the Goombas. I'm assuming it's the Goombas. Oh, there's Mario again. There's Professor Frankly running through the void. Okay, so now Mario's just now running and jumping on top of the stage to meet them. Again, another 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and advance this. So now Mario's on stage. Mind you, it's been like 15, 16 minutes. I believe the fight's about to begin. As you can see, he's kind of flickering out of existence. I'm waiting for Mario to start his panic emotion. Nope, and there it goes. Match starts. Quotes. And now the game's... I can't remember if it just soft locks at this. No, actually just crashed. Game actually just crashed. Okay, so now, so that's the most interesting thing that happens with the, the Glitz Pit. I do want to show you. I mentioned these hallways earlier. I'm not sure why this happens, but you can walk above, almost like a 2D Mario game. And as long as I don't. I'm like on a very thin strip of land. As long as I don't go backwards or forward, I'll be fine. But like, yeah, you can just walk up here. Not sure why. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to add. Because like I said, it's only that strip of land. So unless it's like the top of the wall collision I'm standing on or something. If Mario falls though. Oops. This is his spawn point right here. So if Mario falls to the floor at all, that's where he's gonna go. So last thing I want to show you, I actually spawned the keys for this area, the storage keys. So I have them with me, even though we haven't done anything at all yet with the this area. You have Miss Mouse in here. Gonna power through this message. But there's a hidden switch in here that we're supposed to hit, or around here that drops a staircase down. We don't need to do that because we can actually just jump onto the vents and then jump up into this room up here, which is interesting because now we're gonna go through here. I have the key for this magically. Go and open this. Pop in here. Talk to Bandy Andy or whatever his name is. Just to show you, he is the one who's behind here. Oh yes, there he is. He's right there. It's funny because he's actually perfectly fine downstairs in the locker room right now as well. But by going through this and talking to him, it automatically hits all the switches in this room, so now the staircase is up. The block that was over here is gone. We can go into the vents. We can look down here though. So we can see down to the office. Nothing's going on down there. And this is pretty much where we end, right here. Ha, that's funny. Miss Mouse is stored beneath the stage. I don't think she's gonna load. Oh, that actually reminds me of something. Duh. Okay. So let's show you what it looks like when we're falling through here, so we can actually see where Miss Mouse is at. So she's stored way beneath the stage. But before I hop over there, I want to tell you, basically what we just did caused our game to be stuck in limbo because we can't begin a match because the system's not working, but we can't get into the office or any other places because we don't have the right pieces. We basically have conflicting logic in the game that's causing us not to be able to move forward. So we're gonna go into the stadium. Hopefully it doesn't crash. It crashed. No, it didn't crash, okay. So we're going to... Okay, so now we're in the upper stadium. I'm gonna try something real fast. Yes, so Macho Grubba is beneath the stage. Same thing, he only spawns if you're in close proximity, so we're gonna zoom this out. So you can see about how far down he is when we fall. Hop out boundaries, fall. So he's pretty far beneath. Looks like a good about two room heights underneath where the machine's stored, which is, obviously the thing that Grubba uses to drain the fighters of their power. But yeah, this is Glitzville, completely broken in a nutshell, kind of doing things a little bit out of order, kind of seeing how the game reacts to certain situations. This was my first time doing Paper Mario. Paper Mario is an interesting game because it can be hard to do certain things just because loading zones typically aren't present in certain areas unless it's at the right point in the story. There are some randomizers that you can use to help, I guess, solve that, but it's not as, I guess, straightforward. But yeah, hope you guys like this episode of Paper Mario. If you have other areas you want me to explore, other games you want me to take a stab at, obviously I like just breaking games and also just in general seeing areas that are typically off axis. So yeah, leave any thoughts, comments, and stuff in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers, everyone! Hey guys and gals, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was my first time covering Paper Mario, but let me know if you want to see more Paper Mario or any other game, because there's a lot I want to cover, but I want to know what you're interested in. So drop a comment below and I'll give it a gander.